Hey folks, what is going on? We are back with episode 9 of season 3, The Purge. We have a nice green cabbage setting us off on our psychedelic journey through this strange ass series. So, Aeon is on the trail of an ill-mannered criminal brute, Bambara. I'm sure Bambara is a reference to something, but we're not going to look that up. We're going to soldier on. The villain in this is, he's got like a British accent. He's got like some kind of working class British accent. I don't know, there's like 100 British accents. It's its own Tower of Babel. Someone's trying to take a shit through all this nonsense. What a nightmare. He's trying to take a shit and all this is going on. The guy knocks on the door. He's like, "Give me some TP. It's right over there. You mind?" They're on this creepy train, and there's all sorts of weird, surrealistic shit going on. There's a guy trying to become an epic capitalist. There's a rags to riches gymnastics guy, and our little brute grabs him, and he straight up takes the guy's bubblegum, man. Insult to injury. Fuck's sake. Let the guy chew his gum. Aeon throws the guy the TP. That's how we know she's a good character. She gives the TP to the shitter in need. Very epic. And this guy, this representation of Britain, who's become an ape brute, almost let the money fall to nothing. Now he's up against the dog of Nazism, commanded by an emaciated homeless guy. And Aeon's trying to be like, should I save the money or should I save the trapeze artist, wannabe capitalist guy? I don't know. She shoots the money, takes the coin, shoots the piggy bank. And she's like, well, the trapeze artist is just fucked. He's fallen for the same con. And again, she's confronted, Aeon is, with all these sort of sympathy tests. You know? She's got Iggy Pop. Poor Iggy Pop. His dog is running itself to death outside the train. She's like, well, there's 2 crutches. I gotta keep going, man. I gotta let you die. Poor Iggy Pop. Now you're gonna be doing Oprah specials for the rest of your life, man. You're gonna be on America's Got Talent. Oof. Fate worse than death. So then in the next car, we have Trevor Goodchild himself. He's unscrewing screws from the heads of dolls. Interesting symbolism there. Our British guy from the north. He's a football fan, mate. He's put a bomb on the door. Will Aeon disarm it, or will she keep pursuing him? She chooses the correct path. She's like, I can't be distracted. Gotta keep chasing this guy or he's gonna get away. But the Trevor on the train couldn't be the real Trevor if he dies. If he lives, maybe he is. But again, there's clones of these people running around. You gotta remember that. It's a deep fucking red pill this series shoves down your throat, is that there's clones of people running around. That is the that to me is creepier than anything. That's like creepier than moon landing, NASA, Pizzagate, blah blah blah. The clone thing is creepier. That's the thing that everything else is trying to disguise, is that we mastered cloning 30 years ago and nobody was told outside of some very special circles of people. That's creepier to me than anything. Imagine the implications of that. If you're gonna delve into some schizo shit, the cloning thing to me is the most disturbing. It's a thing you really shouldn't delve into. You really shouldn't give any credence to it, even if it's true. A great deal of energy is invested into these morons when the need is deep. So he's experimenting on morons. He's got this kind of Forrest Gump type guy who's violent. It's like Forrest Gump, but fat and violent. And he's like, well, we have to invest medical intervention into these people, and we need competent rubes, competent golems, competent servants. And he has this creepy thing in this tank, man. Was that a clone of Trevor on the tank? Are there two Trevors in the same scene? Fuck, I didn't see that. I am the source of your salvation. Okay, that's not a Trevor clone. It's a guy who looks like Trevor. Okay. And he says, give me the custodian. And he inserts this thing into this guy, this providing conscience for those who have none. He's hacking random people. And then right away, a boy shows up with balloons to test him. Right away. Right away, there's a test. Performing recreational autopsies and defecating. He's very based, as the kids would say. But he's reformed now. He's been hacked. He's been implanted. He's been infected. He's now a functional member of society. He's like, I'm sure this child could use my giant arm, so I'll just give it to him. He amputates his arm for the child. It's all about the next generation, mate. Just go run off with my big arm. That arm's killed about 15 people. Don't think about that. Just run off and have fun. I'm gonna go back to the coal mines in northern England that George Orwell wrote about. Ooh. Eon's like, take it off or I'll fucking shoot you. And again, this is some deep shit. There's a group of female assassins, a clandestine group of young witches that want to undermine Trevor's effort to hack people and give them a false conscience. Very weird, very creepy shit. To get to the secret lair, they have to climb through a suit of clothing. They have to put on a disguise. Yeah, okay, I get it. Nice one, guys. Very subtle. And we sort of have this dark brotherhood, Bene Gesserit type shit going on. I'll represent both genders by referencing both of those things. And these women think they're doing something good by ripping the conscience out of these people. So the implication is there's some artificial being or some parasite, and maybe that's the source of consciousness or conscience. And maybe getting rid of it is the worst thing you can do. Maybe angels disguise themselves not as beggars or homeless people, but as fucking parasites. Maybe being infected is good. And being uninfected means you're just an ape without a mind, without a conscience, without a soul. All these sorts of theories, this series brings them up. She tests her with math. She's like, if you can't interpret the Gematria, I won't rid you of your godlike parasite. I won't turn you into my little drone puppet. She signs a photo. Oh, it's the cult of celebrity. That's what this is trying to say. So they want this guy to run around killing people. God, they've got men as like human tables serving them food. God damn it, man. The Lilith Society. The gynocentric society. Look at the guy here. Jesus fucking Christ. Can they be any more blatant with it? They're screaming it at you, man. That's why this series is so nuts. What have you ever seen that has shown you that? What have you ever seen that's been that blatant? This shouldn't even be here. I'm glad it is. There should be more stuff like this. But the fact that this came out in the early 90s, supposedly, is fucking crazy. It's fucking nuts. We have a communist food Monsanto gruel distribution system here. Of course, Trevor's watching it. He's picking his own belly button. He's getting anxious about belly button infections. Again, The Matrix straight up stole this. The Matrix from 1999, the Keanu Reeves super movie, took the implantation in the belly button thing from this, because this predates it. I feel comfortable making that assumption. Trevor's picking the hairs off himself. It's annoying to shave, man, you know. Over the years, I've gotten tired of having hairs. I've been shaving. It's just nice. It's easy. It's clean. It's not like the hair does anything functional. But Trevor's like examining every belly button granule, you know. He's checking his belly button biome. Again, he's anxious because he's been basically raping people through the belly button. And Eon's little contact lens falls out and he gives it back to her. What a happy, subservient slave. Interesting, he's like an Irish-looking buff guy. Kind of like the Irish rebelled, famously. The Troubles, they called it. And this Irish guy has been implanted with false consciousness to calm him down, to make him a more viable slave. Isn't that interesting? Man, Eon's disguise kind of sucks. She's looking at these people who are willingly implanting themselves. You're not a being. She just goes, you don't exist. She's like, I've been through so many ketamine trips, I can just pretend you don't exist and you will leave my perceptual reality. She's woke on a level that the people who invented that term wish they understood. That's great. He's like, oh, fire. I'm still bored of this. His goons grab her immediately. Sneak her into the fucking wall. Into a secret door hidden in a column. God damn. The Bene Gesserit straight up grabs the male driver. She's like, give me your wrist. I require the time. I was too stupid to wear a watch, so I'll use my male cuck slave to tell me the time. So all these creepy shots of these people. It's like they're imagining the cabbage is actually nutritious. They've hypnotized themselves, or they've been hypnotized, to imagine they're eating real nutritious food, when in fact they're eating crap. Might as well be reconstituted shit. Could be anything. It's not a real cabbage, because in a second, we see this guy spooning into it like it's made of ice cream or something. It's not a real cabbage. It's nothing. It's gruel. It's fake. It's an illusion. They're not getting their real food. They're getting some gruel. Like a cabbage doesn't work that way physically. You can't spoon it up like ice cream. And now, Aeon. Why does she do this, man? She's so curious. Oh, she doesn't do it willingly. It infiltrates her. And at the same time this guy wakes up, he's like, fuck you, bitch, I'm gonna go back to the coal mines in the 1940s in northern Britain. So where's me fucking arm? I know I didn't bet that against me opposing team in the last football game. I must have had too many lagers. Oh, and the train is destroyed. Ooh. Aeon kills the consciousness parasite, or the false conscience parasite. But now Trevor has her again. She's a slave to his little game. And what is he going to do to her? How is she going to escape? Very dramatic. In my keep. You fucking vampire. You cringe lord, man. He's got these two young girls of dubious age. He's like, you're on St. James Island, Aeon. This is my secret underground facility beneath the fake temple that is just a movie set. This is what's really there. And now you're privy to it. All of it. Have I been implanted? The question of the fucking age. Trevor, have I been vaccinated? I don't know. How do you feel? Do you feel like you have a false conscience that's actually just a means of me controlling you? How would you know if those feelings were legitimate or not? Perhaps that's a side effect or an intended effect of my rape of you. He's raped her on a level that is unprecedented, and she's so nonplussed about it, man. Can you give yourself your own evil and your own good? You have a black mind. It's like artificial spirituality, man. That's what Trevor's offering. This artificial replacement for God. And because Aeon is some kind of rogue, she's rejected God. And Trevor is the only thing that she's aware of. She's blind to everything else. White slavery and false advertising? Holy fuck! Can you imagine throwing those terms around in this? That's insane to even throw those terms around. God damn it, man. She might as well be saying, I was involved in child trafficking. Like, that's basically what she's saying. It's insane. Trevor's like, she said exactly what I asked her to say. Isn't she impressive? Now she's going to be hoisted up into the rafters like a little puppet. And Aeon's like, and it was just the idea that she'd been implanted, the psyop that she was implanted as a possibility is enough to demoralize her. That's the true virus. Maybe the COVID vaccine was just saline water. Maybe COVID was just the flu. Maybe all this shit is psychosomatic. And the real effect was the psychological effect. It's like nukes. There's a fringe theory that nukes are fake. If that's true, I'm not going to get into the minutiae of it. If that's true, notice that the term nuclear and the term nuclear family are similar, and that the idea that nukes were going to eradicate society prevented people from breeding out of demoralization. They thought, well, if a society's going to be blown up, why would I have kids? Why would I breed? It's almost like the real nuclear bomb was a bomb meant to demoralize you from breeding. It was an idea. That's what this is directly commentating on, because Trevor's consciousness or conscience implantation thing is an idea. He's sufficiently psyoped Aeon that she is now doubtful of her own impulses. And she goes into like, damn child, to like resist the psyop. Interesting. But the Irish are back. They're going to restart the Troubles. Trevor's like, my St. James lollies will protect me. They were imported from Haiti. Well, one of them was. The other one is a missing child from Germany. Now you've scared them away. I'm very pissed. You made me try to join Great Britain. The Irish should be their own civilization with their own currency, which would immediately collapse because we couldn't trade properly with others. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm Catholic and you're Protestant, or whatever the fuck that retarded debate about the minutiae of some interpretation of religion. It's like, my Tower of Babel terms are better than yours. That's what that amounts to. It's insanely stupid, man. If you're at all invested in that, clean up your life. You're cooked. If you care about any of that religious wars. My interpretation of the dogma is better than yours. My Tower of Babel terms mean are more closely applicable to God than yours are. None of them are. God can't be confined to a rune or a glyph or a term. Jesus Christ, arguing about that is it's the first psyop ever. It's distract the plebs by dividing language into different terms and ideas, even within a single language. Make people argue about semantics so they waste their life. God, people are so fucking stupid, man. This whole episode is about this. It's about self-perception and self-doubt. And Aeon, whether she's been infected or not, and we don't actually know if she has, it's the virus of doubt, the virus of fear that has been implanted in her. It's not a literal little machine guy, stick figure. It's the idea behind it. This thing that we're seeing could be totally benign. It could do nothing. It's the act of the implantation that produces the psychological effect. The interpretation of the effect is the effect. Anyway, guys, the episode is over. We never knew if Aeon was infected or not. She saw the thing in the tank, the little robot false conscience, mimicking her movements. Was it just recording her movements and replicating them, meaning that she's still autonomous, or is the reverse true? We don't know. This is another one of those episodes, kind of like episode 7, Chronophagia. It's one of those episodes where I still haven't quite figured it out. Haven't figured out what the implication is, but whatever it is, the episode's over. I'm going to end the recording here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed my random ramblings. And we have one episode left, and I'm going to try to record it tonight. So it might be a bit scuffed and burnt, but we're going to get through it. We're going to finish things. Thank you again for watching. Hope you're doing well. And as always, everyone, peace out, you fucking tosser.